Hey friends, it's me, Christiana Gaudet. I am live on my Facebook business page. Today is Saturday, which means it's time for the Saturday Psychic Sampler. We'll get to that in a moment. If you happen to be watching an archive, this is an interesting opportunity to be part of other people's readings. But as you're listening, if you hear something that makes sense to you, if you hear something that resonates for you, you can take that as a reading for you yourself. That's part of how that works. So as people start to come on in, I welcome you as you get here, but I wanted to make sure to remind you all of a few things. First of all, this Sunday, tomorrow, at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we have our Cards and Conversation Tarot Meetup on YouTube Live. It's 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This is the replacement meeting for the meeting we normally have here in Palm City at Panera Bread. But of course, everyone around the world is welcome, which, you'd be welcome at Panera too, but, probably would not come to it. Probably not get on an airplane to come to Panera. So do join us tomorrow on YouTube, 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Let me say hi to some of the people who are here. Oh, thank you, TK. Nice to see you there in India. Glad you're here. Candace, nice to see you. Lynn Collin, happy to see you. Lori Hahn, Erica, Karen Winkle, Esmeralda, Michael Wells. Hey, Sabrina, Sammy Joe, Megan, Christina, and Joe. Happy to see all of you. Melanie, glad you're here as well. So, hey, Amanda, nice to see you. Thank you so much. So the Saturday Psychic Sampler, this is the one time in the week where you have to ask specific questions. The other lives I do throughout the week, we have other parameters. We're doing specific topics. Today, the only rule is it must be a specific question. And those of you who know are already there. I see Julie's question. I see Michael's question. If you would like a reading, go ahead and give me a specific question. I will do my very best to give you a specific answer. All right, let's get going without further ado. Let's see, I see Leisha's question as well. Melanie, happy to see you. We seem to be all good. I think Denise is the first question that I see here. Is that true? Yes, indeed. Thanks all so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. Okay, the first question I see is from Denise Davis. Is Mark a good person? So, that's such an interesting question because what defines a good person? That is so much, that is so subjective. If the lion eats the gazelle, was the gazelle not a good person? Is the lion a good person? I mean, so much about good or bad is about where you sit. But let me tell you, I'm going to ask this in a couple of different ways. One is sort of, what's Mark about? And the other is Mark a good person to be in your life? Which is probably the operative question in one way or the other. And when we look at who Mark is a person who has been plagued by a lot of upsetting situations, upset in his own head. And he reacts to that. He's immature. I think he means well, and I think he wants to be stable. I think he wants to do the right thing. I think he likes to be perceived well. And he will sometimes not act in an authentic way because he wants to please people. He's a pleaser. And so, there's nothing here that suggests he's a sociopath. I do wonder if he has some family issues. And I do wonder if he's had some issues with addictions or emotional illnesses. He's got some problems. But, he's a complex person. He's a complicated person. but I would certainly not say he's a bad person, whatever that means. Is he a good person to be around you? It depends on the capacity. I think you have to be careful with a person like this. He's got a lot of issues. And you know that when people have a lot of issues, those issues can splash onto you really easily. So I think it really depends on the nature of the relationship and what it is that you can do for each other. But I would say be careful because he does have some issues. That's not a value judgment on his character. It just seems to be what he's dealing with right now. And maybe he does not have the tools. Maybe he doesn't have the tools to deal with what he's being asked to deal with. Okay, hope that made sense. Leisha, will I have a long career at my current job? Let's see. I think you can. If you want it, I think you can. There are some specific exit points, some specific possibilities where if you wanted to leave, you could. So I think it's going to be very much up to you, Leisha. Hey, Janet, nice to see you. This is the Saturday Psychic Sampler. Specific questions, specific answers. If you have a specific question, go ahead and ask it. I will do my best to answer it. Okay, Julie, what is the energy around a potential relationship with a new guy, Jonathan? Ooh, I'm so excited. Let's take a look and see. What do we got here? It's very new. We're just figuring it out. And I mean, I feel like it's been a long time since you've even had this sort of a potential, and I'm excited for the potential. I think it is worth getting to know this person. And I think we should talk. I feel like that there's a lot going on here. I think when we look at who this person is, there's a lot there. This person is certainly intelligent, is certainly a good communicator in many ways, may have some career issues, but carries a lot, carries so much, and is not good at relationships. I feel like this person can be defensive, and this person doesn't really know how to work or build a relationship, work on or build a relationship, and yet this person seems to genuinely like you. And when we look at how you feel about this person, I think you are certainly intrigued but cautious. And cautious at this point is probably how you should be. However, I have to say, this is probably the end of your dry spell one way or the other, which is a really, really good thing. Okay. Michael, I turned down an opportunity for spiritual growth due to my finances. Did I make the right call? So here's the thing, Michael. You have an opportunity for spiritual growth every single day. This may have been a special class. It may have been a special mentorship. It may have been a special experience. Had you had the money and done this thing, it would have been good and you would have learned and it would have been great. But you can learn and grow every day for free. And there is so much that is available everywhere to enhance your learning. And so I think you did make the right call. And, just recognize spiritual growth is not something we need to pay for. And so I think this is your time to think about how are you nurturing your spiritual growth every day. Okay, Megan Harris, will I be finding a bigger home soon? Well, there's a lot of boxes that need to be checked in this search. So I don't know that it should be soon as much as it should be right when you find it. I think it's going to take a little time to check all those boxes. It may take as long as 2 months. It may take as long as 6 months, but I think you will find what you're looking for. So find a way to be patient. Okay, Helen Thomasina Rossinelli. Will I stay in my current profession? Well, do you want to? I get a feeling there's going to be a change, and I think it's going to be a change because of what you want. And so I'm going to say, no, you're going to do something more or different, and it's going to make you happy. Kelly Applesauce, nice to see you. Will the attorney be fired? What an interesting question. I mean, I feel like that's one of those questions that sort of makes me say, man, there's a much bigger story and a much bigger agenda here than just this question. I will tell you what I think, but I also have to say there is a lot going on here that is different than what it looks like. And so bear that in mind. And I do see some changes, and I feel like they would be changes in your favor. So whatever that means in the context of the question, there you go. Okay, Joe Jackson, am I ever going to conquer my emotional demons? So that's such an interesting question because I'm not sure that any of us do completely. I feel like we really, we work on them. We peel them away layer by layer like an onion. And we have moments of breakthrough and we have moments of conquering things. But I feel like until the day we die, we are still working on our healing. And so some of those demons, sure, some of them you may be able to get to sit down and put in a corner. But I feel like the goal of conquering all the emotional demons in one lifetime may be a little much for any of us. So when we look at those emotional demons, what I can tell you without a doubt, Joe, is you're going to learn how to stand your ground. You're going to learn how to have boundaries. You're going to learn how to find balance. You're going to learn how to create good solutions for yourself. You're going to learn how to use your creativity in ways that you have not so far. You're going to learn to be emotionally and financially secure and proud of yourself in yourself. Linda, I did not miss you. You're coming up next. And I think it was Veronica. Veronica, I did not miss you either. You're coming up next. The order you see may not be the same order I see, but I promise you, you're both on the list. Okay. Back to Joe's emotional demons. So what can you do to find this sense of security? I think some of it may be through more traditional methods of therapy and figuring things out. Some of it may be through energy work, just releasing it and letting it go, or finding one clear clue that changes the way you think. And if I were to give you, a clue toward that, what would be a clue toward getting some of those demons to go away? The clue would be you don't have to be perfect to be perfectly you. The clue would be you're not responsible for everyone else's crap. See if that helps. Okay, and Linda. Okay, going to the lakes on Monday with your family for 4 nights. That's so cool. How will it go? I think it will be good. Whenever you go away with family, there's always some ups and downs. So be prepared for that. Be prepared for people to be snitty about certain things and have a sense of humor about it. But overall, I think it's really going to be good, and I'm excited for you. I think you could use a break. Okay, Erica, I've been chasing after a new relationship. Should I keep pursuing? And as the question is, keep pursuing this particular relationship. I'm assuming that's what you're asking. So that's what we're going to look at. Should you keep pursuing this particular relationship? And the answer is, oh man, I don't know. Your energy may be better spent elsewhere. Do we think this is a relationship that would ever come to pass? I mean, I'm never one to say never, but man, this is a hard fish to catch, and it's not about you. It's just about how this person is. So maybe look elsewhere. Okay. Veronica, will my punch card offer work out? Let's take a look. Yes, I think that it will. Absolutely. Just make sure that you have everything on that punch card that needs to be there, because I feel like there's some hidden stuff. So be careful that way. Karen Winkle, my question, I'm feeling overwhelmed today with all the chaos swirling around. What can I do to help me center? Yeah. Well, and you're out there on the West Coast. There is a lot going on out there, and our prayers and concern are really with all of our friends on the West Coast right now with everything you got going on with all the fires. So what can you do? I think a lot of this, and I think a lot of what's getting to you is not even the fire stuff. It's your job stuff. It's your family stuff. It's your own personal growth stuff, really, is what's going on here. And I think part of what you need to do is recognize that for a long time you've taken responsibility for everybody and everything. And you do still have some responsibilities, it's true. But I think you take on more than what is yours. Now, in terms of centering exercises, honestly, you get the Ace of Pentacles, which for me is always just breathe into the root chakra. Do root chakra exercises, and that will help you, really. Sammy Jo Taylor, will I have more babies? Twins specifically? What an interesting question. So, do you want more babies? I feel like there's some questions there as to what you want. Now, if you want more children, I absolutely believe you can have more children, yes. Would you likely have twins? There's nothing here that says that specifically. I mean, I think it's always a possibility. But I think the bottom line is that, the twin part, not so much, but the whether or not to have children is going to be very much up to you. Even if there is medical intervention that needs to happen, even if there's things you need to do to make it happen, I believe that you really can have it happen. And it seems like, yes, you really do want to. And so if you want it, you can have it. Do what you have to do to make it happen. Lori, I don't think you've asked this question before. Should you buy a car now or wait? Man, there's something to be said for each thing. I'm going to say start looking now. Start looking. I don't think you have to buy now, but it's good to start looking, start educating yourself, start figuring out exactly what you want and looking for the right situation. Okay, Lynn Collin, will I make my sales goal and win the trip? It's not going to be easy, Lynn. And I could see you coming in. I'm doing you right now, Lynn. I can see you coming in. I'm scared you're going to come in like close second and it's really going to piss you off. What can you do to meet this goal? It is possible for you to meet it. And if you want to do it, If you want to do it, you can absolutely make this happen, but you're really going to have to hustle butt. And is it worth it? Is the trip worth it? You know, it's not even about the trip, Lynn. You just want to win. And you want to win because of how that will change sort of the energy around you at work. So hustle butt and make it happen. You have a good shot here. Okay, and I want to thank everyone for your feedback, for popping in to say hello. I want you to know I do see it. I don't always read it aloud or respond to it because in the interest of time, I'm trying to get to as many questions as I can. But when you pop in and say hi, when you give me feedback, I always do see it. If I don't see it right now, I go back and scroll back and see it. And I thank you all so much. I thank you for being here. I thank you for being part of this process. I thank you for being patient as I get through you. And I just thank you for being part of this community. I appreciate you all so much, and I really appreciate your feedback. Okay, Kevin Mason, nice to see you. Currently unemployed and job searching, and am I going to get a job anytime soon? Thanks, Berta. Okay, job for Kevin. I think you're very worried about it, but I see a job coming up pretty soon. A good job, in fact, a job with option for growth. I'm going to say 6 weeks to 2 months, very likely. And what do you need to do to get the job? Just keep pounding, keep pounding, keep pounding. Don't give up. Stay hopeful. Do the magical stuff. Do the mundane stuff. Make it happen. Okay, Amanda, my good friend. I've known Amanda since she was 8 years old. I just want you to know that. Okay, do I stay or do I go? Oh, man. Now, see, if you were older, I'd say maybe you know that Clash song. I love that song. Anyway, if you don't, look up the Clash. Should I stay or should I go? Okay, Amanda, should I stay or should I go? I feel like you've been asking this question for a long, long time. And I feel like the answer is very likely an answer of practicality. I think ultimately you're going to go. And you're going to go when the time is right. And the time will be right when you have the practical ability to do so. If you have that now, then maybe you go now. If you don't, then, maybe you sort of keep it going the way you have been all of this time until the time is right for everybody. But one way or the other, I think you are going to go eventually. It's just a matter of when, and the answer to that question is you go when you can. Okay. Sabrina, what can I do to be safe when I travel to Wisconsin this November? Do you have to travel? I think there's a lot you can do both practically and spiritually to protect yourself. But I also feel like there's a lot of ways that this is a problematic trip for you. And I feel like, do I think that you will be safe on this trip? I actually think you probably will be. I sort of look at this and I'm like, oh man, don't even go. But I think maybe you have to go or are determined to go. And I feel like if you are just super vigilant and super careful, as above, so below, spiritually and in the mundane world, I think you're going to be fine. I do. But it's hard. It's hard. So just vigilance. Got to be vigilant. Angela, am I going to get fired from my job next week? You think? What an interesting question. It's possible. I'm not saying yes, you will for sure, but it is possible. If that were to happen, I'm not even worried about it. You would have another job before you could say boo. And if you are going to get fired, it's going to be because of something that is somewhat unfair. And so if it happens, don't even worry about it. Get another job. If it doesn't happen, you still might consider looking for another job, just saying. Okay. Hey, Bob, haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing okay. And apparently you are moving back to California due to your husband's health treatments. I am so sorry. He's going through a tough time. Oh my goodness gracious. We are all going to be praying for you, lighting candles for you. So the outlook regarding these treatments, I think this is a good protocol for him. I think that this is, kind of a long-term, long-haul situation. But I think you're doing the right thing. And for right now, it is appropriate to be very hopeful, but also to be sort of dug in for the long haul. And what he needs from you right now in terms of support is there's a lot of stuff I feel like you're going to have to take over. Things that he would normally do that you're now going to have to do. And he's going to feel bad about having you take that stuff over, but do it anyway. And that's a good way to show him support. Okay. TK, how successful will I be if I start reading tarot for people now? So on a professional level, you're a good reader and you've gotten some good practice. You have not been reading for that long. I was reading for like 8 years before I went pro. On the other hand, a lot of people go pro earlier and it works out okay. I think it depends on how you do it. And I think if you do it for the joy of it, you will find joy in a little bit of money. If you do it for money, you'll be disappointed. But the more you do it, the more your skills will grow. Melanie, shall I move forward with RV repairs or sell the RV? Repair, sell. Repair, sell. 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 And if you want an RV, get something different. Sell this one, in my opinion. I have a lot of reasons that I think that. Esmeralda, is it true love or is it just me? So I think what you're asking is about a specific relationship, wondering if this is a real thing or just something you're feeling. So I'd be careful here. I think that there is attraction, there is connection, but true love, I'm not so sure about that. I'd be careful. Christina Reed. Yeah, what can I do to help my mental health while being surrounded by one of my biggest triggers as the Pacific Northwest burns? Yeah, so hard, so hard, so hard. And the answer is breathe. Do magical work to try to calm the fires. A lot of people are doing that, and every little bit of energy helps. And, you do you. You got to focus on you. And, you're such an empath, you can hear it. You can hear the forest screaming. It's not good. It's painful. But just focus and recognize that everything that is happening, everything that is happening has been predicted, is part of an ultimate shift. That's not to say it's a good thing. That's not to say we're happy about it, but it is to say it's right on schedule. And you are here to be part of that shift. So as painful as it is, you're here in it for a reason. So hold that energy. You are here for the healing, not just for the healing of your patients, for the healing of the planet. Okay, Jennifer LOA, can I reach my financial goal? Absolutely, yeah, not even a question. Not even a question, yes. Okay, Missy, there's so much going on and I feel like everything just keeps getting thrown at me in what is supposed to be the happiest time in my life. Am I handling everything that is being thrown at my way with the best of my ability? So that's the funny thing about being the bride. Weddings are super, super stressful. And, I would say that a lot of brides do not enjoy their wedding because it is such a stressful, so that's the word I was looking for, such a stressful thing. And, are you handling everything? Yes, but you're tired. You need to rest. It's hard. Remember, though, that the wedding is not so much about the wedding. It's about the life going forward, and all will be well. All will be well. So stop resenting everything going on. Take it with a sense of humor. And everything will be fine, I promise. Okay, Alicia Cassie. Oh, trouble job hunting. So that answers that question. You've been on my mind for a while, wondering what was happening with that last job, and I guess it did not go as we had hoped. So, okay, back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board. What do you need to be doing differently with your job hunting? Number one, stop worrying. Number two, you don't need to do anything differently. Don't feel like if you didn't get a job that you wanted, that you did something wrong. It just wasn't the right thing at the right time, no matter how good it looked on paper. Just keep moving forward and you will find your right job. You want to move forward, not backward here. It's okay. I know it's disappointing, but you're not doing anything bad. You're not doing anything wrong. You don't need to do anything differently. Just keep moving forward. Okay, Janet. Everything that can go wrong with my new home is happening. WTF. What is my best course of action? Welcome to home ownership. Yeah, I know it feels bad. Your best course of action is to have a sense of humor, prioritize things, take care of them, and it'll get all balanced out, and it will be fine. It's okay. It's okay. And don't let this get in the way, Janet, of. Don't let this get in the way of falling in love with your home. New homes are stressful. A lot of times this happens, but now is the time when you need to bond with your home, fall in love with your home. And if this means you need to do more to make it yours and to fix things, that's fine. Prioritize, do it, keep a sense of humor. It will be fine. And it will not always be like this. Okay. Roberta, how long will I need to wait until my short-term disability is approved? I'm sorry, you need disability, first of all. And I think, could it be 2 to 4 months? Does that sound right? Oh, we have another troll. Oh, they keep coming out of the woodwork. That's how I know that we're really successful here, because the trolls are here. Okay. So, Roberta, I would say 2 to 4 months. And I think this is going to be good. You need time to rest and to heal, and you will heal. And that's the important thing. Okay. Kate Rosato, so nice to see you. What do I need most to release in order to create space for the opportunities I seek in my life right now? What a great question. Fear. Fear. Let me say it again. Kate, I think you need to release fear. Fear, insecurity, sense of inadequacy, all of that stuff. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Boop, 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 erase, 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 gone. That's what I think. Roxanne, any word from my mom? Your mom wants you to know that she is with. Your mom wants you to know that she is with family members on the other side, and she is with you. She is with the new baby. She is fine, and she is so happy not to have to deal. Man, did your mom swear a lot? Because just her energy, it's like, man, I'm so happy not to deal with all the crap going on there. So She's fine. She's with you. She's with other family members. Her message of advice to you is rest, don't worry, everything is fine and everything will be fine. Relax and enjoy. Yeah, she's not in a mean way or an angry way, but she recognizes like the challenges of 2020 and the challenges of being on the planet right now, and she's glad she's not here to deal with it. Okay. Elizabeth, I feel as though there's going to be a move for my husband with his work coming up in the very near future. I've been thinking this too. I'm being shown a lot of overwhelming signs. My specific question is, how right am I? You know, it may not be what you think or when you think, but I think it's coming too. So there it is. There it is. Okay. Lauren Quattrano, I'm curious to hear from my angels for how to hear your angels better, to get messages for yourself and get messages for others. Well, the thing is, your angels are screaming as loud as they can at you. You just don't listen because your mind can be very cluttered. You just need to breathe and concentrate and ground, and you will get messages for yourself and for others. Seriously, and it will heal you as well. Oh, Sonia, please do not talk to the troll. What the heck? What the heck? Why are you doing that? I cannot believe it. Okay. Let's see. Vernica, my son is scared a lot. Says he sees things. What is troubling him and how can I help him? You know, I don't know how much of this is anxiety and how much of this is psychic. I don't see him in any particular danger. I'm not particularly worried, but I think you need to try to talk to him more and find out what's really going on with him. I think it's about asking him questions and getting him to speak. He doesn't necessarily have the vocabulary or the understanding to have those conversations, so that's going to be hard. But slowly, gently over time, you can kind of tease it out. Hey, Lauren Elizabeth, it's so nice to see you. Having some really difficult time at your job. Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Emotionally draining and toxic environment. I am very sorry. So I can't block the troll while I'm doing this. And so if folks here appreciate what I'm doing and support me, for gosh sakes, report the troll for me, please. Please. You know, you cannot support me and support the troll at the same time. Okay, Lauren Elizabeth. So I do feel like it's time to be winding this up. I feel like it's just getting worse and worse. And on one hand, it's been financially supportive during a difficult time. On the other hand, I feel like you want to be very strategic about when you go. Yeah, it's a long name. Thank you, Janet. Thank you. It's a long name, and it's just someone basically trying to poach. And you know what I would say to that person is, if you want a following, do the work for a following. Don't be poaching mine. So, thank you. Okay. Now, back to you, Lauren Elizabeth. You've got an issue here. You really do. And, you know, we appreciate the financial support, but the drain is difficult and it's getting worse. So I do think you need an exit strategy. I'm not sure what the timing should be. I think you need to figure that out. But I'd like to see you gone within the next 4 months if possible, and I think you will be able to figure it out. Hey, Fallon, nice to see you. Okay, here's the question. I do tarot reading and recently started medium work. My question is, should I be doing more with medium work? It comes at random now. See, the thing is, if it's coming up randomly, then you want to keep nurturing that. And you want to be able to, control it. You know, to work as a medium, you have to know that you have that connection each and every time you sit down with someone. And so if it's coming up randomly, you have to figure out what are the tells, what's causing it to come up randomly. And then how can you repeat that at will so that you can reliably be that channel and be that connection. That's my professional advice from one professional to another. When I look at this in the cards, I'm going to say it's all about patience. And I would say, why separate tarot work from mediumship work? It's all the same thing. And in a good full service tarot reading, you'll do it all. And so I don't think it's a separate thing. I think it's just working on your skills to be able to read for people in a more full service way. And you know what? Thank you all so much for your support. It is not the troll that bothers me. It's the people who come to my list every live, are supportive of me, but now are also supporting the troll. That's what bothers me. I have no problem with other people. I have no problem with people seeing other readers. I want you to see other readers. I want you to support other readers. But people with that kind of low integrity, I wouldn't want you to have them sweep your porch, let alone do your reading, because a person of low integrity is not going to give you a good reading. And it's disrespectful to me. If I see you right here on this list, interacting with them, that's kind of a problem, right? Right? Well, Fallon, the thing is, okay, I had a reading like this yesterday, and she was with me very specifically for that, which happened. But, it is, whatever people think they want, if they come to you, you may have more for them than what they think they want. So that can be the focus, but don't be afraid to be that full service reader. Seriously, let them trust your process. Okay, Joe, it's so nice to see you. Will my life get better? I'm 60 and I'm afraid for my health. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's see what we got going on. So, I think you're going to be fine. First of all, Joe, I really do. I think things will get better. I think there are some protocols you have to do, some things you have to do. But I feel like, okay, Fallon, no. Joe, I'll be back with you in a minute. I'm sorry. Fallon, wrong. When it comes naturally, it's much more beautiful and pure. I do not agree with that at all. When you are able to control it, it is just as beautiful and pure as when it just happens. Seriously. Allowing something to grow with your skills is not unnatural or impure. It's what we do as professionals. Do it, seriously. Joe, I'm sorry. There are things you have to do, both in terms of dealing with the doctors, on a spiritual level, like it's a body, mind, spirit thing for you, my friend. And with the mind, you need to really sort of clear your thoughts of things that are hurting you. With the spirit, you need to attune more to your own spiritual source. And with the body, you need to make some changes. You need to adhere to some protocols and make some changes. But if you do all of that, you're going to be very successful and much healthier. Okay, Lisa Hahn Clay. Will my relationship with my son improve? Let's take a look and see. So, yes, and I think the problem is you want real honesty and transparency, and he's not ready for that. I think ultimately it will happen, but you have to be patient, you have to be present, and you have to not get into it with him. You know, just be patient and present and let him grow and do his thing. There will be improvement, I promise. Okay. Okay, Paula. Do I see any of your children getting married soon? Within the next 2 years, I would think, yes. Yes. Maybe be looking for that dress, that mother of the bride or groom dress. Okay. Sayani, going to be shifting my house soon. How will this change be for me? Excellent. It's a wonderful thing. Okay, Donna Cedar, nice to see you. Glad you're here. How can I get rid of overwhelming debt? First of all, let's define overwhelming. Let's stop calling it overwhelming because you're eating. You know, it's not like every little bit of your money has to go to pay off debt. You're still eating. You're going to be okay. So change the wording. It may feel overwhelming. It may be oppressive. But now take a look at it. Take a look at each debt and make sure these are all debts that you actually owe. If you don't, challenge them and get them taken off your credit. And if you do, chew away at it a little at a time. But I feel like the biggest problem is the emotion that you attach to this debt. It makes you feel bad and it makes you feel angry and it makes you feel upset. And that is the biggest problem, really. Change your relationship with it and it will float away much more easily, I promise. Okay, Claire Wetzler, so nice to see you. I finally got my business idea right. You're in the right ballpark. You're in the right church. You're not exactly sitting in the right pew, but you're getting there. You're getting there, I promise. Okay, Sirius, Shakir, Stephanie. I know who you are. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. My sweet little dog has been put to rest finally. Is he out of his pain and is he still with me somehow? Oh, I'm so sorry. I think I've met your dog over FaceTime. I am so sorry. And you know, and I'll say this to everyone who has four-legged family members. I really do believe that when our pets pass on, they have souls and they are with us. It does. I see it. I believe it. I know it to be true. When I look at your puppy, I know he wasn't really a puppy, but when I look at your dog, I think that the timing was correct. He is out of pain. I think that he is fine and he's with other dogs from the family. I don't know if those are your parents' dogs, childhood dogs, I'm not sure. But he's with other dogs, he's having fun, he is with you and he watches over your baby. And he wants you to welcome a new dog into your home as quickly as possible because he had such a good, loving life with you. And he wants another dog to have that benefit as quickly as possible. That's what I get. Okay. Okay, Sonia, how are things looking for your husband? There will be improvement here. Things will be good. I see good health going forward. I see some family relationships repairing, and maybe some financial balance coming as well. A lot of good things. So I think that there are improvements coming. Okay, Felicia, will I ever feel complete? Oh, that's a harsh question. Let's see what we got going on here. And I'm sorry you're going through a tough time, but the answer is yes. A lot of this is your struggle for identity. It's about figuring out who you are, what you need, what makes you happy, without guilt, without feeling like you should be someone else or doing something different. You have to figure out who you are, and then you will feel complete. Okay, Misty, I want to know if my current boyfriend and I are going to be long-term and be married eventually. What a great question. You are a good couple, but there are some communication things and balance of power things within the relationship that need to be figured out first. So I'm going to give you neither a yes nor a no here, but say that you're a good couple, but there's some things you need to work on to make this work. Hey, Martha Vink, nice to see you. Any particular health needs my body would like addressed? Thank you so much, Lisa Honclay. I appreciate that. Okay, Martha E. Vink, any particular health needs my body would like addressed? More water, more exercise, and in general, your body wants you to love it more. Other than that, you're good. Okay, very good. Suzanne, is my son on the right track regarding studies, work, and income? He's getting there, yeah. He's got a good heart. He's got a good heart and a good brain, don't you think? I think he's got a lot on his plate right now. I think it'll take a while for him to see the fruits of his labor, but I agree. I think he's on the right track for sure. And hey, Joanne Leza, so nice to see you. Miss you, haven't seen you in a long time. Anything you need to know about your health? Okay, and obviously, disclaimer, your doctor is your best source of health information. But nonetheless, let's see what we have. I know you broke your hip a little while ago. Are you all okay? Do you have pain there? Do you need to do some exercise, some mobility stuff? I feel like there's nothing here I'm worried about, but I think there are some things in general, not just with the hip, but in general, that need some work. But I feel like you will be fine. You just need to pay attention. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm just reading through the comments. Judy, do I need to concentrate on purchasing a home or renting a home? I have about a 6-week period of time until I need to move. Oh, that's so hard to figure that out. Let's see. I think for now, rent, and have this be your last rental. Rent and then buy. Betty, thanks so much. That's so sweet. Hey, Jean Mnuchin. Can I let you know if Michaela needs anything from me or how I can be helpful to her family in Israel? And I know Michaela has recently crossed over, and I am so sorry for your loss. What the family in Israel needs is just, your condolences. Under normal times, I would say fly over there. Under these times, I don't know if that's the best thing, but just let them know you're there, right? And what she needs is for you to do well. What she needs, maybe make an art project in her honor. She would like that. But she's well, she's fine. She had a hard journey, but she's doing okay. And she appreciates you, and she will be in continued contact with you. Okay. Okay, very good. I'm just scrolling, that's the word, strolling through. Thank you for all your feedback. Karen Reinhardt, what is going on with my daughter and our relationship right now? Oh man, she's going through a tough time, and that's bleeding out into your relationship. It's not your fault. And I am so sorry, and you may feel a little treated unfairly right now, but just try to be patient and try to be loving. She'll get things figured out, and it'll get better. What she needs from you right now is for you to give her a pass for some of her behaviors. We have to do that as moms sometimes, right? Right. Okay. So, serious Stephanie, I hear you. My heart is not ready for another pup. The thing is, your pup is all about do it. So, totally up to you, your choice. But your pup wants you to heal. Okay. Thank you all so very much. Hey, Sandy Stokey, just coming in. New contractor at work is really not catching on. Is there more I can do to support him, or is this not a good match? I would say it could go either way, but to support him is just to give him a little time to click in, be patient with him, give him as much information as possible. I'm going to say 50-50 whether this is going to work, but now is not the time to call it. Give it time. Folks, thank you so much. Thanks for being here. The Saturday Psychic Sampler is my very favorite. And so thanks for doing this with me today, as we do every Saturday. Tomorrow on the StarCon page is the Stargazer Sunday Meditation. And that is with Amy Mauser on the StarCon page. If you have not gone to StarCon and hit like, please do. STAARCON. Go ahead and hit like there, and you'll catch me there live twice a week. You'll catch Amy there once a week, and you'll also see when we release our new podcast, Starcast. The most recent episode is with Ciro Marchetti. The video is available on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, you want to see it, it's a good one. You can also download the audio wherever you get your podcasts. I want to let you know I am available for private readings later on today, tomorrow, and next week. So reach out. We can work by phone, Skype, FaceTime, Messenger, Zoom, Duo, WhatsApp, smoke signals. You call it, I'll do it. Just reach out. You can private message me here. You can make an appointment directly on my website. My normal URL, christianagaudet.com. If you go there, you'll see we're under construction, and there's a link to go to my mirror site, which is tarotbychristiana.com. That's where you can sign up for my weekly newsletter, purchase tickets to classes coming up at the end of the month, and you can make an appointment with me directly there if you like. I want to thank you all so much. I'll be back Monday with the 3-card weekly reading. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. Thanks for spending some of it with me.